What's up, everybody? It's your boy Will Carter, and welcome back to my channel. And if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. Before you do anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then turn that bell notification button on. You don't want to miss when I upload. Last week, I made my very first soy wax candle using the lavender fragrance oil. And since then, I've made a couple other candles as well. I've made a rose scented candle, I made vanilla, and I also made, using this not so cute container vessel or whatever, I also made saddlewood. And all of these were made using the kit that I got from for my birthday. So anybody who is within the candle making community would tell you test, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. And I want to give you guys an update on how the lavender candle has lived up during this time. Let's just give you guys a visual and then we'll get into it. I hope that is translating on camera correctly, but this is how it's looking. Immediately, you guys, probably the first thing you're looking at is the uneven melting that went on with this candle. And this candle also did not produce a good hot throw. With the rose candle that I made, the big problem with this one is I noticed that the surface is not smooth at all. I also double wicked this one, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can see that, but the surface is not smooth at all. With the saddlewood, I have to say that the surface also isn't smooth, but with this one, and in fact, I think that y'all kind of did this, but there's a lot of sweating going on. Well, we'll get to that too. This one I had burning since yesterday. Well, not since yesterday, but I burnt it for the first time yesterday. This is the vanilla scent. I burned it for the first time yesterday, and I burned it a little bit today, earlier in the morning, and it's kind of behaving the same exact way as the lavender one, as far as the uneven melting pool. Also, not a good hot throw. Great cold throw though. So let's break everything down and see if we can kind of figure out what went wrong or what could possibly be causing these issues. Let's start with the uneven melting pool. Anyone just from a glance would immediately say, okay, your wick is too small. Because from my knowledge, the smaller the wick, the smaller the flame, the bigger the wick, the bigger the flame. And you really choose your wicks based off of the diameter of your container. Now, I did not do that because you have to remember, all of this came from a kit. And in my mind, it's like, okay, well, if they're putting a kit together for you to kind of make your own, products, wouldn't they put everything in the kit that's compatible with each other? Why would they give you a wick that's not properly sized for these 10 4-ounce containers? What would be the purpose in doing that? How you gonna make a kit and everything that you put in the damn kit don't even go well together? How does that even make sense? Let's talk about the sweating. From some research that I did, I discovered that one of the causes of candle sweating is extreme fluctuations in temperatures. So it's summertime and it can get really hot here in New York City. So I have an air conditioner running and it gets really, really cold and the candles are in my room. But if I ever stepped out for anything, I won't leave the air conditioner running and then it gets really, really hot again. And we've had some days where it was 90 degrees. That's an extreme fluctuation in temperature for it to be 90 degrees and then 60 degrees in an air conditioned room. So I'm wondering if that possibly is the cause. So I'm thinking okay, maybe I just need to let them cure in a different part of the house where there's no air conditioners running, or where I feel the temperature is going to kind of at least stay within the same range most of the time. That's one thing I'm going to definitely try, as well as figuring out this wick situation. Another issue that I didn't mention is I noticed, and this happened with every single one of these, that the wicks did not stay adhered to the bottom of these tins. Like, as soon as I started pouring, they started coming loose and bubbles were coming from the bottom, and I'm just like, okay, why are these wick stickers not sticking these wicks to the bottom? I can only think of two things. A, these wick stickers are cheap as hell, which is probably like a good part, like that's definitely part of it, because I mean, come on, like, you think they're gonna put the best of the best in a candle making kit? You're lying. Two, I'm thinking that these particular wick stickers have a lower heat resistant temperature. The next thing I want to touch on is the hot throw. So every single one of these candles gave me a really good cold throw, but the two that I actually burned, which is the lavender and the vanilla, I did not get a good hot throw at all. And I used a 12% fragrance load with the lavender as well as the vanilla. With the rose, I changed it and I used a 10% just to see how that would have held up. And with the saddlewood, I used a 10% fragrance load with this one because I wanted to just test them all out and see. But if the 12% fragrance load didn't really work out, I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel about the 8 and the 10% fragrant loads for the rose and saddlewood. But you never know, we'll see. Candle making is not a one size fits all type of thing. Like, you really have to figure out what works for you. But what works for you, obviously, is going to be a good melting pool and a good hot throw. And it's gonna take a lot of testing to get there to try to figure out what exactly could be like the culprit behind why you're not getting the results you want. So let me kind of give you guys what I think could be part of the problem with me. If you remember from the last video, I talked about how I did not use the instructions. The reason why I did not use the instructions is because I've done enough research to kind of know just the fundamentals, and my math as far as like the fragrance load percentage, my math is never wrong, so that's definitely not the problem. But when I did read the instructions afterwards and looked at the box itself, I noticed that the box did not tell me what type of soy wax they provided me. There are several different types of soy wax. Off the top of my head, I know there's 415, there's 444, and there's 464. And all three of them behave differently and have variations. I went ahead and attacked this candle making process as if it was 464. However, after I did a lot of digging and like really some serious investigating, I had found out that the wax that I got with this candle making kit was 415. So that right there answered a lot of questions of like what possibly could have went wrong. This is what I be talking about with these candle making kits. How you not even gonna tell me what type of wax you gonna put in here? Now, I'm not saying that all candle making kits are not good. However, I feel like if you're gonna get a candle making kit, make sure you get it from like an actual like company that specializes in candle making, like Candle Science. The Flaming Candle, I don't even know if they have like candle making kits, but I imagine they do. The Wooden Wick, they have, I think they have a candle making kits. Pro Candle Supply. Go to a website, a company that actually specializes in candle making. Shutter Art does not. They have all these other things going on, and apparently candle making is at the bottom of their priority list because this kit was, at least now I know what type of soy wax it is. So now I can attack it a little bit differently. And I also know that this single wick situation is not giving the light that I need. I have not lit any of the candles that I double wicked, so we'll see. It cannot be stressed enough by anyone who has any knowledge of making candles, whether you're a beginner or if you are an expert, like testing. You have to test, because sometimes it's not gonna work and other times it might just work. Also, like, you gotta know what you're using. Again, I don't know what a candle kit would have looked like if I had purchased it from like an actual company that specializes in candle making. Again, I didn't buy this. This was a birthday gift for me, and it's from Shutter Art, which is not a candle making company. It's just like a art like making company. So it's like obviously all of their attention is not just focused on candle making. So clearly that's the problem. I am definitely going to be buying some new materials to make some candles, but from a candle making company. I'm also going to be getting the type of wax that I have my knowledge in, and also just the wax that just seems like the best choice for me, just based off of the research I've done on the different types of soy waxes, which is 464. So I really just can't wait to get the new materials, because I really want to test with something that I plan on making my candles with. Just some closing notes. Now that I know what type of soy wax I was working with, and you know, just kind of like walking into it knowing that the materials were cheap to begin with. Wick sticker. I've already placed an order for some new materials I'm going to be using. I got these materials directly from a candle making website, so I'm not really worried about that, and we're gonna definitely see how that turns out, which should be much better. So now that we're here at the end of the video, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification button, the little bell. You really can't miss it. And also don't forget to like this video and leave me a comment down in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful good morning, good afternoon, and good night, whatever part of the world you're in. See you in the next video.